welcome to Pistach's Property Show. Today we have Malaysian PropTech Association as our guest today. And as their spokesperson, they have their president, Dr. Daniele Gambero. Now, Daniel is a serial entrepreneur, serial investor in property and PropTech startups across the region. Now, Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian, and thanks for having me and Malaysian PropTech Association on your show.
Now, Daniel, for a start, give us an overview of the Malaysia PropTech Association and its history.
Well, Malaysian PropTech Association is quite a young kid in the tech block. It's been established in 2017 and by a small group of startups. During those years, technology applied to different fields like property, construction, healthcare, tourism, education, and so on, was just at the beginning. So not many players around, and a few players just trying to get together and offer each other a shoulder where sometimes cry in reply to lack of funding, lack of support, and above all, lack of awareness. So 2017 MPA, Malaysian PropTech Association, or MPA as we are calling it, was established. And since then has been growing consistently. We have now 120 members, plus minus, mostly from Malaysia, with a few coming from overseas, Singapore, Japan, Korea, if I'm not wrong. And we are extremely active on a local basis, meaning Malaysia, and international basis. We have been kind of establishing ourselves as a global, regional point of reference for the PropTech industry. What is PropTech? PropTech is the application of technologies, soft and hard technologies, into the built environment, from planning stage till management stage of projects, building, homes, hospital, shopping mall, hotel, and you think about a building, you need PropTech to plan, construct, deliver, and manage it throughout its life.
So give us then a 101 on some of the key categories that some of these companies that are in your association.
Yeah, PropTech at global level is subdivided in four main verticals. I just kind of mentioned them now during the first introduction. We have plan, the planning stage of a construction project, infrastructure, or building, whichever type of building it would be. Then we have a construct, where all the different players in the construction process are involved, need to communicate, need to deliver report, need to deliver quality, check costing, budget, and so on. Then we have the transact vertical, the third one. Transact is transaction, meaning sales and purchase, or rental, or lease, and is addressing the two main markets of primary from property developer and secondary for second-hand properties. Now, these transact together with partially manage are also working hand in hand with our fintech guest, because fintech, financial technology, has a specific layer, a specific group of applications which are defined under the name of RE fintech, real estate fintech. Property meaning mean value, all right? Value mean money, mean asset, and definitely fintech is helping and contributing to a smooth transaction, smooth collection of management fee, smooth payment to all the vendors, to all the maintenance items, and so on. Last but not least, manage. Manage is management of property, community, maintenance, smart building, shopping mall, hospital, army camp. Again, people are living, we humans are living, are spending 90% of our living spend within buildings. Doesn't matter which building. I am in a building now, my office. You are in a building now, your office. Later we will drive, hopefully without too much jam, and we will go in another building, which is either the restaurant or a shopping mall or our house. And then we go for entertainment into a shopping mall or a movie theaters, which is still a building. And when I was born, I went in a hospital that is a building. And I learned in a school that is a building. So everything happens within building. And PropTech is here to offer several helping hands.
Okay, so you mentioned that 2017 you all came together as an industry. It's 2023 now. Give us an idea of what the PropTech ecosystem looks like in Malaysia, and who are some of the big players in those four categories. So you have, which you mentioned.
I will need to mention all 110 of our members to be MBAs, but I can mention the most relevant one, or the most developed, or the biggest, the most successful. We have some of our members that have been already acquiring more than 60-65% of market share in their specific vertical, which is a super high and extremely successful target to be.
Absolutely.
Normally startups are looking at 10, 15, maybe 20% of local market as obtainable market. But in this case, some of them are far beyond that small number. Okay, in terms of members in this moment, our ecosystem sees about 115, 120 out of a Malaysian ecosystem of about 340, 350 tech startup. Now, what is a startup? Startup is falls under the small SME concept, but has been fully developed in a kind of different ways from the normal way business are established and moving. A business, I want to establish a business with you in F&B, for instance. I put some capital, you put some capital, we look together for a place, we open up, do renovation, hire staff, and launch our F&B, right? That is the typical business. Startups start with an idea, normally deriving from a pain point that a team of founders have been highlighting in the market, have been finding in the market, and they want to propose a tech solution. So there is a pain point, there is a solution that normally has been developed or is developed in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years time, software solution, coding, use of AI, blockchain, and many other technologies to build this solution. And then the solution comes to a stage called beta, which is ready to be pushed towards a proof of concept, meaning validating that your solution is working and is actually resolving the challenge, the problem, the issue. Now, till that moment, startups are burning money. How much have you burned?
Yes.
For my gray hair, the concept of burning money is still a bit harder to be digested. To me, companies should be making money, not burning money. But definitely, there is a stage of burning with a timeline set by the founders and the investors that are coming in on the way that normally brings the company to start coming closer to break even and finally make profit. Normally, burning stage lasts between 1 year, in very lucky cases, to several years as an average in the market. There are several of our members that are still struggling on that. Going into highlighting the champions per vertical, let me say that I start from the management. Management, we have really a lot of members for commercial building. Surtec Innovation Center Abad is a very successful member there. For residential, we have My Living, we have iNeighbor, we have iCare, and several other members, all fighting, you know, one of the most difficult challenges for residential real estate is the collection of fees. And you need to collect fees, you need to pay a subscription for a tech solution, helping the manager to manage in a more, in a better manner, the property, kind of, and management fee are the challenge, pressuring those several community management solutions that we have. Then we have also management of cities, smart city solutions like Athena Smart Cities, one of our members, is also a very, very strong provider of infrastructure for smart city, plus a lot of other provider of devices and solutions to be incorporated in the main body of, for instance, B-Wave is providing IoT technology to be incorporated in either Surtec, My Living, iNeighbor, or right. We go into Transact from a term of primary market. We have two players. The two most successful players, one is mHub and the other one is ProSales. Both of them are offering a complete solution for developers, property developers. And we have plenty of part solution for rental, for lease, for short stay. Rent Lab is one of them, very successful with a bidding structure for the rental by the tenants, creative ways of looking at the challenge of finding good tenants for your property. We have also ancillary solution like Rekaton, for instance, which is providing an e-bidding portal for renovation of property. Is one of the other challenges, you know, that in these last few days, few weeks, a number of scams on renovation have been published in the newspaper. And Rekaton is a good, transparent solution, trustable solution to resolve your challenge of renovating a property in a very safe and secure way. And then we go in Construct. Also in Construct, we have several solutions spanning from procurement to project management to e-tendering process to communication platform within the various players. The names there are Proficient, Speedbrick, BSpace, iVot. There are several solutions, not only one in this segment. And then we come to the first that I kept as a last because my own solution is there, so I wanted to be left aside if possible. Cognomi, which is a modeling and algorithm-driven model to do predictive analysis of property market. And
sorry, could you repeat that? It was a bit soft. You said it's a modeling model to predict.
It's a mathematical model, algorithmic model actually to do predictive analysis on property demand based on location, timing, quantity, type, and value.
And that's a very interesting thing, especially in Malaysia, where we have large segments of property overhang, especially in places like Johor.
Yeah. I actually kind of predicted this back in 2017, and I moved out from the sales market, property sales market, and during those years I was our group, a group of companies, was also very active as a real estate agent. We had an agency with more than 100 negotiators dealing with development projects. I foresee at that time, I saw the crisis in the market I let go our negotiator and I concentrate more on data technology, trying to help the market in do better reading and create and come to the point of having demand-driven development more than concept or feeling-driven property development.
So Daniel, this is really quite interesting, and thank you for breaking up the whole ecosystem for us in those 4 categories. I'm very curious to find out though, which is a company that has 65% market share in Malaysia?
Is in the Transact, is MHub.
MHub.
Yes.
Okay. That's a very interesting company. We definitely need to look at a little bit more closely. Now, Daniel, looking ahead, what are some key trends that you're seeing that we should be watching out for in the prop tech industry, not only in Malaysia, but across the region?
Well, Malaysia and the region, in terms of prop tech, but beyond prop tech, all the tech ecosystems are all suffering in these past few years. Let's say that they have been all leveraging on the COVID pandemic in terms of growth, because digital transformation have been really walking giant steps between 2020 and 2023. But funding investors with the right mindset, remember what I was saying earlier, burning money first to make money later. Invest in 10 startups to get at least one that is giving you back for all the money that you have been losing in the other 9. That type of mindset is not yet here. Asian markets are still, beside the Singapore, I would say, but partially still Singapore. Also Singapore is still very traditional in their investment and a bit far away from the concept of startup. I give you a short joke on startup. The very first stage of funding is done using the rule of the 3F.
Friends, family, and fools.
Very good. I've been fooled my side several times, because I say it's the best time to enter. It's the best time to enter in terms of mentor, in terms of advisor, in terms of consultant, in terms of shareholder, of course. And then you give, you have to get ready to see the majority of your investment going down in the drain, being burned. And you need to work hard and play hard to make sure that at least 1 or 2 out of the 8, 9, 10 that you have been investing in will be the successful one.
Now, Daniel, it's been a fascinating conversation, and it really gave me a lot of insights in terms of the local, in Malaysia, the prop tech industry. But before we leave, any final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
Well, yes, absolutely. Big takeaway. And I forgot to mention briefly on a global level, PropTech is growing, is exploding. In the last 2 months, in the world, there have been easily more than 50 events related to property, Expo, Summit, Congress in UK, Germany, Norway, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, US, South America, everywhere, really everywhere. PropTech is becoming the big thing to look at in 2023 and 2022. Future, talking about the future, we are seeing a PropTech future in a very positive manner. More and more property manager, asset manager, property developer are adopting technology. For the layman and the woman, look into PropTech, try to understand what PropTech means and how PropTech might be able to ease your life and your relationship with properties. Above all, we have a website as www.proptech.org.my. We are also in LinkedIn as Malaysia PropTech Association. We are open for membership, not only from startups or property developer, property manager, or real estate agent. We are also open to normal public with a passion for property and PropTech that want to learn more. Technology, digital transformation is a big part, a big component of the future of the world. And if we want to build smart, sustainable, and inclusive cities of the future, technology cannot be left aside. Smart city will be the big thing. And with smart city, everything that is involved in a smart city should be taken into consideration.
Daniel, on that note, thank you very much for taking your time to be on the show.
My greatest pleasure. And let me know if you want to be connected with some of our members for a short PropTech Asia podcast. They will be definitely very happy to.
We've been speaking to Malaysia PropTech Association President, Dr. Daniele Gambero. I'm Brian Fernandez on BizTech's Property Show. This interview will be on our website, www.biztech.asia, as well as our syndication partners, TV stations, radio stations, and websites. Thanks a lot for tuning in.